Alright, so this is 60, so we gotta do 6 and then 0. I don't know. We'll do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3. And then we do 5. We do 6, 7, 8. 1, 6, and then 8. And then take us to here. So we 8. Hello. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Okay, so then it goes here. So what am I doing? I'm working on my book. This book is for Abacus, and thank you for joining. So what we're doing is we're learning how to read the Abacus. This is a book that I am actually in the process of creating, and this one is about how to read the beads, right? So this is my Abacus, and those of you that joined, oh, good. So those of you that not joined, that's fine too. So when we're looking at it, that's 7, and this is 5. So what we want to do is 5. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. 1, 2, 3, 7, and then 7. So this is 7. How do I know? The top beat is always 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Just like here. So these are all the top beats. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8. When we're looking, we have our abacus. Every time the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is what's being counted. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5. So after 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, we have 9. So what I'm doing on here is I'm showing you how to how to read the abacus. So we have this number, 1, 2, 3. So how do I know this? This is columns, right? Every column, this is the hundreds, this is the tens, this is the ones. When I look, what I'm doing is I have my hundreds. I have my hundreds. So here's my place value. Every column has a place value. Oh, maybe I should do that. Oh, yeah, maybe that's better. So you can have a reference. Oh, let's see. Come on. Where are you? There we go. So when we're looking, right, if you notice, my ones is over here. So this is my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. When we're looking, right, so that's what I have here. So it's 435. That's what it looks like on the abacus. So what am I doing? I am looking at my, I'm working on my book. This is my book. So here I have 7, so 5, 6, 7. What am I doing? I'm taking this number over here, I'm putting it over here. So this looks like 780. 780 looks like this. 780. 780. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 0 is over here. So what we're looking at, we have ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000. This is the book that I'm working on. This book is only about learning how to read the abacus. And it's in a maze form. And right now I'm doing the answers to the maze. And then, hey everybody, thank you so much. Haha, thank you guys for joining. That's what I'm doing. If anybody has any questions about the abacus, let me know. But what I'm doing is I'm working on my book that I want to publish. And what we're doing is every bead that's touching is I'm just writing the answer. So this is 88, and there's a 0 here. So when I look, I have 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. The ones has a 0. So when I look, the idea here is to look at this number, and then we're going to write the answer. So this is 441. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining. So I have 385. So when I go my abacus, I'm going to do 385. Now, what's the difference between this and what's on the page? Well, the idea is to use the the real abacus to get used to learning how to read it. Once you learn how to read it, then we can go into adding and subtracting. But I don't know how far I'll get to my book because I want to get this published out. So this one is 7. How do I know? Because this is 307. So the previous number will be 307. So when I look on my abacus, it's 307. That's what that looks like. So thank you everybody for joining. I am working on my book. So we have this number 300, 800, 5678 567. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hello, everybody. What we're doing is we're reading the answers. These are all the answers to my mazes. So you copy the answers, but it's so easy. I'm telling you, it's so easy. Why is it easy? Because what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. Thank you everybody for joining. And what I'm doing is I'm working on a Canva to build my book. So I have 86. This is what 86 looks like. So on my abacus, I have 80, I have 6. Let me know if anybody has any questions. It's fine if you don't. But what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. So I'm doing 80 and I'm doing 6. So I have 100, so I'm doing 158. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're here. We have to do 883. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we do it again. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we do 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it. So this answer here is 200, right? This is 77. So we do 5, 5, 6, 7, and then the 5 on top. That's it. That's what we're doing. So I got to find the 0. Okay, so we have 1 and then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You taught me in really? Really? This is reading the abacus. Thank you so much, K. John. So what we're doing is we're reading the abacus. And so we have 100, 192. And what I'm doing is, thank you so much for making a comment. Really? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I'm kind of surprised. Because I'm reading, what I'm doing is I'm doing my book. And what I want to do is I'm trying to publish a book. So I have this book. This one is the 2-digit, right? This is 2-digit. And so right now I'm doing 3-digit. And after 3, I'll be doing 4. But this is about bead recognition. So I have my number 269. So I have 200, right? And then 60, that's 60. And then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is really low key. I'm really low key right now. And this is 300. Where am I going? I'm going here. This number is going to be here. So I'm going to do 313. And there we go. Really? Thank you so much, lazy palm tree. That's funny. Okay. So here we have 381. So I'll do 300. Oh, that's 381. So what I want to do is I want to color in this. And I'm giving you the answers to my book. These are the answers to the book. And so this is what I call a reverse maze. So I give you the path and the idea is to color it in. And then I have, see, there's this problem. I got to do that. 177. And then I go down here. It's 538. Okay? So 538 looks like this. 538. And that's it. And then this is 802, 800. So we have 800, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2, 1, 2. So if you notice, what we're doing is we're reading the abacus. So this is 312. 300, 1, 2, 3. This is 12, 1, 2. So 312. 312. That's what it looks like. 312. Ones and tens. That's it. And so if you notice, the abacus actually provides a really part of the place values. So this is 88, but guess what? There's a 0 here. So the 100 is a 0. So I got to color in 88. I have 88. And then I have 700, 0, 6. And then I have this number. We have 98. Okay, so before I forget, I need to go here. What number is this? This is C. So if I go to C, A, B, C, C, oh, there we go. But I gotta do that. Oh, that's not good. There we go. All right, so we got C. Now we got D. So we're D, and we gotta find. Here's my 804. 800. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 207. 200. 1, 2, 7, 70. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Thank you everybody for joining. Right now I'm working on my book, making sure that I have my answers because I like to provide answers to my books. So what we're doing is we're doing an answer book. 700, so we're doing 700, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it takes me to this number, and I go here. So this would be 620. And then this number is 540. 544. Hello, welcome everybody. And what I'm doing is I'm giving you the answers to my books. It's a workbook. This is an Abacus workbook that I'm working on. And this Abacus workbook is to provide how to read the Abacus and how to do adding and subtracting. But this book specifically is only learning how to read the Abacus in a fun way. And so this would be kind of geared towards kids, maybe older people that would like to have different things other than Sudoku. So this is like more of a puzzle. So I was trying to label this as, mental brain gymnastics. So if you're wondering, the abacus has been around since the beginning, before Christ, like in the Mesopotamia time. And, it's one of those it's a lost art. It's a lost math tool, which is really interesting. It's a really fun math tool. But right now what we're doing is we're learning how to read the abacus. So we have 400, right? This is 400, and then this is 71. That's what that looks like. So when we're looking, we have on the abacus, we have 471. 71. So when we're looking, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 10. 10 is 1 and a 0. So we have 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, and then we have 50. 5 will always be the top beat no matter what. So if we do 5 and 5, this is 55. Then we have 65, 75, 5, 6, 7, and then we have 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 85. And so that's what I'm doing is I'm giving you the answers to my book. It's okay, right? Let me know if you have any questions, but it's interesting to see, just kind of stop in. I'm just kind of doing some work. That's what I'm doing. I'm working. So let me know if you have any questions about the abacus. Oh, and where am I getting the numbers? I'm getting the numbers right here. So when I'm looking, I have 200. I have 284. I'm coloring in the numbers, so this is the answers. We have 800, and then we have 60. So that's what 860 looks like. And I code here, because the path takes me to here, I do 113. Whoa. 113. Hello everybody. Welcome. Hey, Cajun Doll, do you have any specific questions about the abacus? Let me know. I'm just working on my book. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for commenting. I do appreciate it that I'm not the only one in the room. So, what are we doing? We are, yeah. Hey, I understand the path. I still get confused with the numbers meanwhile. Oh, hey, good. Thank you so much, Lazy Palm. So when we're looking, okay, let me see. When we're looking, we have this. Okay, I understand the paths and still means a confusion. Okay, so when we're looking, let me change this out. Chat. There we go. So when we have it, right, here's my abacus. Okay, so we have our digits. When we're counting, oh, hold on, sorry. Okay, when we're counting, we do 1. When we have 1, that's what we're doing. So on the abacus, oh, maybe that's too close. So on the abacus, what I have is we're counting the numbers. right? So 0, this is what 0 looks like, right? And then what's going to happen is what? Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I'm trying to be as visual as possible. So I'm trying to build like my abacus book because I want it to be, versatile. So it's very comparable to mainstream math, but this is a forgotten tool. So when we're having it, right? We're going to stay at the ones place. This is the ones. So this is the ones and this is the ones, right? So I'm going to count 1. When I count 1, I have 1, and then I have 2. This is 2. I have 3, this is 3. Then I have 4. Oh, you can't see 4. There's 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. When I have it, right, I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. Now you might be wondering, why am I here? If you see, there's a dot right here. This dot tells me this is the ones place. So when we're looking, I could choose this one. I have 2 separate dots. If I have 2 separate dots, I could choose any one like a Pokemon. So I can choose this one. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Because I have 5, now I have 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have 10. So what I was doing with my book was I was doing 3 digits. So when I look at it, notice if I do this side, I don't have any more room for the hundreds. So what's going to happen is I'm going to move it over here so I can use this. I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000s. Yeah, I should be a teacher. Oh, thank you, Cajun. I appreciate that. Sometimes the camera doesn't pick up very well. But yeah, so that was the idea. And then here is the decimals. So we can actually do decimal places. So now we have our tenths and our hundredths. So when we're talking about, let's say, I don't know, $1.25, this would be $1.25. So what I was doing, and I was showing you on my book, was I was showing you the answers. And so what we did is I called it a reverse maze. I show you the path, which is what Lazy Plum Tree mentioned. I show you the path, and then I just color it in. And that's what I'm doing. Thank you so much, Cajun Doll. Let me know if you have any specific questions about the abacus. I was going to go back and do some workshopping with my workbook, if that's all right. But let me know if you have any questions, like anything you want about the abacus. Okay, so I'm back to here. Yeah. So yeah, cool, makes sense. So yeah, I was trying to be intentional with the abacus, but it is a little difficult to see, right? Because the numbers are small. When we're looking, right, and I have my numbers, I have my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000s. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, great. Thank you. Yes, thank you for the pause. I do enjoy it. Thank you so much for the comments. Oh yeah, not a problem. Thank you for asking. I do appreciate all the questions. And, trying to figure out, obviously trying to, provide education and entertainment while we do all of this, right? Because I know we all do some doom scrolling. But I'm trying to provide like a workbook, so then it provides like mental gymnastics. So this number here is 233. So notice I try to line up the abacus as well. 233. So my number here is 884. So I'm going to do 5, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I go here, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it doesn't matter how the numbers are. It just matters how many beats are being added. So when I look at that, right, I have 800, 800, 800, 4. That's what it looks like. Cool. Yeah. 9. Thank you for the question. No, thank you, Lazy Palm Tree. Thank you so much for the question. I appreciate that, because I don't know what you don't know, right? I've been teaching abacus for 20 years. And so I'm right now just started getting into creating workbooks to try to make abacus more mainstream. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make abacus more mainstream and fun and easier to understand. And it's very, it provides mental gymnastics, as well as it provides number sense and number flexibility for children. And the idea was, in the beginning, I started to try to introduce this to kids, but I have to educate the parents. So I realized if I can educate the parents will know that this is the greatest thing next to sliced bread. So if this is the greatest thing next to sliced bread, then they're either going to teach it to their children, which is what I want, right? Because I want the children to know that math is actually fun, and it's not as confusing as the mainstream math. right? And that's what it is. Like, I feel like mainstream math is really confusing. But right now, what we're doing is we're understanding how to read the abacus. So, do you have any other questions about the abacus? Like, you can do adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. And that is maze E. I have a lot of mazes. This is a whole book. This is my whole book. My book, so I have, this is the second part of the book. Wow. Thank you guys so much for the hearts. Woo. So, do you guys have any specific questions about the abacus? We can do adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. That's what we can do on the abacus. But right now, what we're doing is we are learning how to read the abacus. And, some people, take some time. That's all. And the people that do join, they say that it's very soothing. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm happy that it's relaxing to do math. And it's interesting because the answer is right there. But it's just easy. It's just interesting to see. Thank you. How do you do multiplication? How do I do multiplication? Well, Emmanuel, thank you for asking. Here's a question for you. Do you know how to read the abacus? Because it's always a caveat, right? The caveat is, do you know how to read the abacus? So if I gave you this number, right, 220, does that make sense? I just need to know. Because then we can go into adding, we can go to multiplication. But it is quite easy. It's easier on the abacus. Yeah, you know how to read it? Okay, good. So if you know how to read it and this makes sense to you, let's do some multiplication. Let's do a multiplication. All right. But again, this is the caveat. If I do multiplication, you're going to have to know that there's going to be some adding and subtracting, right? Adding and subtracting is actually what it is. Multiplication is just fast adding, right? But what we're not going to do is we're not going to do fast adding. What we're going to do is multiplication. So here we go. There we go. Let me readjust. Let me readjust. Okay, sorry. So we have this. We have my question. That's not right. Okay, hold on. Hold, please. Nope, this way. Okay. Nope, this way. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Multiplication. So what we're going to do is we're going to do multiplication. Here is my question. My question is 993.80. 893.80. 993.8. Excuse me. So what's going to happen is we're gonna count our digits. What do we do? Why? Why are we gonna count our digits? Do you know why we count our digits? We count our digits because we need to know where we put our number. We need to put where our answer is going to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our number. The first thing we're going to do is count it. 1, 2, 3. So I go 1, 2, 3. When I do this, right? This is what's going to happen is now I'm going to do what they call distributive property. What we call distributive property. When we do it, we're going to do 8 times 9. That's what we're going to do, right? We're going to do 8 times 9. What is that? Emmanuel, what's the answer to 8 times 9? Thank you, Emmanuel. So it's 72. 1, 2, 3. 72, right? Now, if you notice in Abacus, we just do the basic math fact. We don't need to do 90 times 8. Because if you notice, I have 720. I don't need to say 720. I just need to say 72. So what's going to happen? Hey, thank you, Cajun. Thank you, Cajun doll. So now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to need to track 720. All I got to do is just say 72. Does that make sense? So in mainstream math, you have to track it. The reason why is because you're writing it out. But in Abacus, we don't do that. Then our next number is 88 times 3. 8 times 3 is what? 8 times 3 is what? $24. Thank you. 24. Now we're going to add 24 to the abacus. The question is, can I add the 2? Can I add the 2? Yes or no? Yes, we can. Right? We can add the 2. And then can we add the 4? Yes, we can add the 4. And then that's it. That's how you do multiplication on the abacus. What else are we going to do? We can do this one here. This one. So again, it's the same thing. We're going to count our digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what are we going to do? We're going to do 7 times 8. When we do 7 times 8, 7 times 8 is what? 56, right? 56. We're going to add the 5. We're going to add the 6. And then remember, in Abacus, we just need to know our multiplication fact. We don't need to do 800 times 7. We don't need to do that. What we need to do is we need to understand our multiplication fact. So then we have 5 times 7. 7 times 5 is what? 7 times 5 is what? 35. Thank you, Cajun. 35. So do I have enough to add the 3? Do I have enough to add the 3? Yes or no? Thank you, Emmanuel. Do we have enough to add the 3? Yes or no? This is the 3, right? We're going to add the 3. We're going to add the 5. When we add the 5, we're going to do that. So our next number is what? We're done, right? We're done. Now we do 3 times 7. 3 times 7 is, I'm sorry, 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is what? 21. 21. So my question is now, can we add the 2? Yes. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Cajun, right? Can we add the 2? This number right here, this column, can we add the 2? Yes or no? Can we add the 2? 1, 2. Yes. Thank you, Emmanuel. And then we do 21. Thank you, Cajun. We add the 2 and we add the 1. So my final answer, so how do you read my final answer? What is my final answer? Can you read that? Let me know what my final answer is. This is tricky. Is it tricky? No, it's not tricky. Because remember, now we have our 4 digits. Thank you. It's 5,971. Thank you. And that's what it is. 5,971. Good. That's my answer. Thank you, Cajun. Right? So going through understanding how to read the abacus, then we can actually start going into moving the beads. Yeah? Make sense? We can do one more. So here again, it's cool to see. Thank you. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Not a problem. Thanks for asking. Cajun, please let me know if you have any questions. But I was just going through my workbook just to make sure that I have my answers because I do want to publish this book before today. The idea is to publish this book. So, but it is easy, right? And it's simple to use. Easy to understand, simple to use. And then the other thing is, right? Oh, let me finish this question. So the other thing is what we're going to do is we're going to do again, we're going to count our digits. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when we look, we have 2 times 5. 2 times 5, right? Or 5 times 2. That's all we're doing. We're not going to do 20 times 50. We don't need to do that. We just need to do 2 times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So I add my 1, I add my 0. That's 10, right? If you look, this is 10. We're only looking at the 2 columns. We only look at 2 columns at a time. Then the next one we do, right, is 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. I add my 2, I add my 0. I add my 2, I add my 0. I'm done. I'm done with the 5. Now my next one is 3. 1, 2, 3. So then I go 1, 2, 3. I have 8 times 2. 8 times 2 is 16, right? 16. I add my 1, I add my 6. And then I'm over here. 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. I add my 3, I add my 2. So then my final answer is what? What is my final answer? Ooh, thank you. 1,392. Exactly. Thank you. Cool? Yeah, thanks for the question. Okay, so I was gonna go back to the thing. I was gonna go back to my workbook. All right, so if I go back to my workbook, there we go. Yeah, yeah, not a problem. Thanks for the question. Sometimes, it's easy to take for granted the knowledge that I have, and so I'm trying to create a workbook that is easy for the people to understand. Yeah, and I gotta figure this out. Okay, so there we go. Yeah. So let me know if you have any other questions. But I'm going to continue on with the workbook. Workbook. Okay. And we're just learning how to read that abacus. So this is 700. Okay, so what I'm doing is I already provide the path. And what I'm doing is I just need to write the answers. So then when you have the book, you have your answers, right? It's going to suck if you don't have any answers and you're like, I don't know if this is really right. So I wanted to provide the answers, and that's what this is. So, and then this is 757. And then here, that's what this number is. And it goes backwards a little bit. So then this is 98. So I have 98. And then I go here, and we have 936. Thank you. And then 900, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 5, 6. And this is 92. $190. And then we go here, 77. Cool. And that's, I'm on, I don't know what number. So I go to the next one. So we have 970. And then we have 400. 454. 433. 900. 997. That's this, and then we're here, and then we are here, and then we're here. 90, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 900, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 7, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, and then 1. And then we have 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay, we have 200. This is 200. So this is 2, and then 7. 70. 5, 6, 7. Then we're over here. We have 5, 60, and then 2. And then we're here. 800, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2 plus 5, and then 5. And then what are we doing here? We're doing 9, and then 770, and then we do 8. 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. $300, 66. This is 200, 80, 258. Right? 258. And then here is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and then 8. And then here is 600, 20, and then 8. 600, 600, 600. And then we have 700. Does the answer key come with my book? Yes, it does. It does. I make the answer keys. That's why we're doing. So the book that I have here, all my books, except for one, which is the first one I made, but all my books have the answer key in the back. And so this is the 2-digit one, and then this is this is one way to do the maze, and what I'm doing the second way. Yeah. So let me know if you want to look at them. I can show you what the first book of the maze looks like, or I can show you the rest of my books that I've got. Let me know. Not a problem. But thank you, Lazy Palm Tree, for joining. I do appreciate your comments. Okay, paste. 70, 700, 700. This is 20, and then this is 6. So I got 200, 726. And then I have 700, 5, 6, 7. That's why it gets a little tedious, but everybody should know what the answers are. But it is a little tedious because I got to do it manually. This is not something that I can just, whip up, right? The reason why is because Abacus is very specific, and you can't really ask chat or find things that's out there that's as interactive as what I have. So might believe that my stuff is pretty interactive and they're fun, and it also provides, it's interesting for the kids to learn how to use the abacus. Yeah, cool. And then 900, 975. And then, oh, I'm almost done. Come on, I'm halfway done. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so long. Okay, that's okay. So we got 900, 900, 770, 2. And then this is 700. I love calculators. Hey, Travis! Hello, Travis. Welcome. I'm working on my book. This is a reverse maze book that I am giving you all the answers to. So you can cheat. But it's really quite easy, right? Understanding how to read the abacus. And so this is just a fun way to, and then you can color it in. That was the other reason why, right? Like I wanted it so you can actually color it in. So instead of like doing coloring books, you can actually color it in and learn at the same time. That was the idea. That's why these are hollow. That's why these are outlined. So you can color it in and just kind of be, kind of doing a little bit of art, but with math involved. So we have 178, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, oh, thank you, Leilani, for sharing my live. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hey, Ethan, welcome back. Hey, are you home now, or are you still out visiting family? 138. And then 200. And then we do 90. Hey, E! We got back since... Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. Was it fun? Did you get a chance to teach your nieces and nephews how to use the abacus? Hello, E! What we're doing is I'm just looking at my workbook and I'm making answers to my workbook. This is the 3-digit workbook that I have, that I've created. And I'm almost done. I just got to do the answers, and then I'm going to format it, and then I'm going to publish it. And then I'll be done. And it's going to be exciting. Because then I'll have time to do the other book, which is the making of the minus tens. And then I'll be working on and I'm still in the process of working on, the process of building my introduction to abacus for adults. Everybody's been asking, and I'm like, oh my god. Okay, so that's what I got to do. Paste. And then this is 80. Nope, that's wrong. This is 81. 81. Hello, he didn't. Too complicated, he said. Yeah, that's too bad. Hi, Diet 75. Am I building Miss Casey? No, I'm not building Miss Casey. I don't know what that is. You didn't start him off with the mazes? Didn't I give you the maze? Just to count, having them count? J. I need to do J and J. J. That's N, J. There we go. Oh, sorry. Gotta do that. Yep. Okay. I'm just waiting for my matcha cereal to defrost. What? Really? Ah, that's too bad. That's too bad that he didn't want to learn. It's too bad. How old is your nephew? How old is your nephew? 248. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 5, and then 7. 4, I think. Oh, you didn't start him off with like just counting the 1, 2, 3? Did you try to make him do adding and subtracting right away? You have to start very small. You have to start very like easy. Yeah, you can't be doing multiplication with him already. You did, didn't you? You tried to do division with him, didn't you? Hello, Allie. Welcome. I'm working on my book. Let me know if you have any questions. Hello, E. All right, 600, 630. Ethan, were you trying to do division with him? This is how easy to do division on the abacus. I know you. You trying to tell him all this, right? I know you're excited. Ten. He didn't want to, so I didn't teach him any. You didn't. Oh, yeah. It's different when it's not. It's different when it's you're trying to teach the kids. They're not as they're not as interested as adults. Yeah. I mean, I do get some adults who are very vocal. They're like, "This is too complicated," and I'm like, "Okay." But yeah, it's kind of hit and miss. But like for me and my kids, I have a choice. But it's different for him because you're not there all the time, so you can't just say you gotta learn this. You know what I mean? So it is different. I see that. So I'm doing 800, and then this is 20, and then this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. So yeah, 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 because you can't force them to learn because you're not there all the time. You know what I mean? Like I forced my kids, just like my dad forced me. So yeah, you can't force him, and he's not your kid. So I understand, but it's maybe later, maybe next year. You know, he can show you how to count, and you can say do it on the abacus. Maybe later when he's a little bit older. Does he know his numbers? Here's the question: does he know his numbers? Oh, it's just the four of us. It's just the three of us. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Just having a conversation. I'm just doing my abacus. I'm just doing my workbook. Yeah. Didn't want to force him. This is 800. I'm at 90 right now. So this is 90. And then I have 400. This is 400. And then this is... When do you start school again, Ethan? 200. 60. Are you still in school, Ethan? 90. This is 8. Oh, it's just the three of us. I don't know who else is here. Let me know if anybody has any questions. So, I'm almost done. Oh my gosh. Hello. June 16. Oh, interesting. Okay. June 16. My kids are already out. They're already like being bums. They're already being lazy bums. So you're going to have your finals pretty soon. And this is 549. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm down here, I go 800, 9. We have 186. And then here we have 855. Are you going to take summer school, Ethan? Hi, everybody. Welcome. Let me know if you have any questions about the abacus or my book that we're working on right now. We're working on my book right now. 680. And then here is 800, 839. Ethan, are you going to take summer school? And then 830. I want to teach my daughter this. Oh, hey! Not so me so much. Hey, Nikki, you have a question? Let me show you. Let me show you how to read the abacus. That's fantastic. How, if you don't mind me asking, how old is your daughter? So when we're looking at the abacus, right, these are my, I'm doing 3 digits right now. And so, she's 9. So then this, well, she really likes math. So this would be more for you, or you're going to try to teach your daughter the abacus. Because the abacus can go adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm building my workbook. This workbook is about learning how to read the abacus. And then after that, they can do adding, subtracting, and then after they add and subtract, we can do multiplication and division. So 30, 90, this is 90. So this is 90. The answer is here, and I'm going to color in the number. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this is 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm over here, my number is 163. 1, 2, 3. And then I have 405. 400, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So, are you looking for anything specific, or are you just looking for, she's great at math. If she's really great at math, that's fantastic. Yeah, that means she really understands the numbers. The abacus also is very visual too. So even on the abacus, you can count it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you look, I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can change that. Let's see. Nikki, are you still here? So here's my abacus, right? And what we're doing is we're learning how to read it. And then, yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, let me give you a little, let me give you the little rundown on the abacus. Yeah, so you have better understanding. So this is my abacus, and then this abacus is made out of plastic, and I need to also take a break from my workbook. All right, so what are we going to do is we're going to learn how to read the abacus. Every column, right? Every column has a place value. Every column has a place value. So when we're looking at it, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, our thousands, our 10,000s. And I'm just kind of chill right now because I've been working on my workbook. So, and then when we look, right, if you notice we have these dots, we have this dot and then this dot. And then you can choose any one you want. If I choose this one over here,
Pokemon, I choose you!
Then I would have this as my ones and I'd move everything over. So then I'd have my ones. So I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top beat is 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have 10. That's what 10 is, right? But notice I don't have any more room. I don't have any more columns for the hundreds. So then what's going to happen is I need to move it over if I'm going to do 3 digits, like my book. My book has 3 digits, right? So then I need to move everything over, and I got to use this dot over here. I'm going to use this dot over here.
Okay, Charizard, I choose you!
So it works exactly the same. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 10. Make sense? So we can count by tens now. 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then we have 100. Does that make sense? Yep. Cool. Now, the interesting thing is, I've never seen one so small. Oh, no, but you know what? Yeah, this one is a 7-column abacus. This one is a 13-column abacus. So this 13-column abacus just means that you can use more numbers, right? That's all that means. And it works exactly the same. We have our dot indicator, right? We have one here, 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 and here. And it doesn't matter, but you just need to choose one. So if you wanted to, you can go right here in the kind of in the middle, right? And you can do the ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000s. But notice there's place values in every column. It just depends on where you have your dot indicator. Because I have my ones here, now I have my decimals. So I have decimals, right? And I have my tenths, my hundredths, and my thousands. And then if you notice that the grouping of the dots is grouped. So I have my ones, thousands, millions, billions, and then trillions. So this one's the 13-column one, and this is available in my TikTok shop. They're made out of plastic, and they're very easy to move. That's why it's recommended to use your left hand to stabilize the abacus. And your left hand. Oh, and then you do the calculations with your right hand. Excuse me. You do the calculations with your right hand. So then, when you move the abacus, what you want to do is you want to move the beads with the top of your fingers, the edges of your fingers, right? This is how you move the beads. You want to be gentle, right? And you want to be happy to use abacus. So what we're doing is this, right? Ethan's got a 27-column abacus. I'm like, oh my god, that's really big. But my abacus, I don't sell 27 because I think that's a lot of numbers. That's a lot of numbers because you can already go to trillions on this one for the 13-column one. So, but they're exactly the same size, and you notice this is a standard size, and it doesn't matter how big your hands are, right? So then what we can do now is we can start learning how to read the abacus. We already did that. What we can do is we can start learning how to move the abacus. Moving the abacus is going to the horizontal bar. When you add, you go to the horizontal bar. So right here we're adding, this is 5. We add the 1, now we have 6. We add another 1, we have 7. And that's what this book is for preschoolers. It's not for kids that already know their numbers yet. I'm still working on that. But in Abacus World, what I wanted to let you know is that what we do in Abacus World is we focus on the added. We focus on the number that we're adding or subtracting. We always focus on the second number. We don't focus on the result. We are not result oriented. We are process oriented. Process oriented is better because then you can pivot if you need to. The question here now comes, can I do it? Is there enough beads? If I have 5 on my abacus and I add a 1, do I have enough? Yes, I have enough to add the 1. Does that make sense, Nikki? So we can do it again with the 2. When we have the 2, we have 5. We have 5. And do I have enough to add the 2? Yes, we have enough to add the 2, so we're going to add the 2. So again, what we're doing is we're understanding what the second number is, right? So we have 3. 3 is exactly the same. We have 5, we add the 3. Is there enough to add the 3? Yes, we're going to add the 3, right? And so in mainstream, we talk about dots and dots and blocks and all this and that. It's like, okay, yeah, you could, but I don't want to have to recount this all the time. Because what the difference is on the abacus is that you can see it. You can supertize and you can see it. Why? Because the human eye can only see so many things, right? So here we know that this is 5, 6, 7, 8. We know that this is 8. If I do this, I know that this is 9. If I do this, I know this is 1. I know this is 3. Does that make sense? Oh, good. Yeah. Okay, good. You're still here. So, if you notice, we add the 4. When we add the 4, we go to the horizontal bar. When we subtract, we go away from the horizontal bar. So, you're getting a private lesson, Nikki. So that's about moving the beads. And when we're looking, right, we did the subtraction. Subtraction is what? Right? Same thing. We have the 3 and we take away the 1. Notice I add the 1, take away the 1. Add the 1, take away the 1. That's it. And it's the same thing with the 3. We add the 3, we have 4, we take away the 3. We add the 3, take away the 3. Add the 3, take away the 3. And then it's the same thing with the 5. 5 is the same thing. So if I have 2, I want to add the 3. I add it and subtract. Add, subtract. That's all I'm doing. So you'll start to notice that there's a number pattern. The number pattern is it. You'll see when the beads move. And it's really quite interesting. So the next question is, Single numbers seem very easy to understand. What about when you do double digits? Thank you, Herb. Yes, exactly. Is this your book? Yes. These are all my books, and all my books are available in the TikTok shop. Thank you, Herb. You know what? You're right. And a lot of people don't understand why I talk about this, and they're like, this is, you're making it too complicated. But you're right. When we do more digits, it gets more difficult, right? But I don't want it to be overwhelming. So that's why I start with super simple. You know what? Can I do one more? Can I do 3 digits instead? Is that all right, Herb? Can I do 3 digits? So here's 3 digits. And when we're doing it, we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds. And when we look, we're going to do 283. 1, 200, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? I'll get lost. No, you're not going to get lost. I will show you. I will show you. You know why? Because I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to add 500. Can I add 5? When I look at this, can I add the 5? Yes or no? Can I add the 5? Yes. Add the 5. That's it. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, TG. Right? The next question is, can I add the 1? I'm going to add the 1. Can I add the 1? Yes. Add the 1. Can I add another 1? Yes. I'm going to add another 1. That's it. What's my answer? 794. That's it. So it's 7. Yes, exactly. 700, right? Because we're talking about place values. When we're looking, we do place values. Ones, tens, hundreds. 794. Easy. Can I show division? Can you do multiplication and division on the Abacus as well? Yes. I can show division, and yes, you can do multiplication and division. That was awesome. Yes, right? But that's what I'm saying. So what I do is I start with the fundamentals, but then once you know the fundamentals, you will be able to scale any number at all. So we can do another one. Oh, let me teach you one concept. Let me teach you one concept. So this is another book. Let me teach you one more concept. This is where it gets fun. Mason and TG, let me put a pin in that for a little bit. Let me show you how to do more adding and subtracting before we go into multiplication and division. Division's a little bit more process oriented. But, okay, the first thing we're going to do is, you notice that I was moving the beads, right? I add the 5, I add the 3, right? We know that this is 8. Okay, no, I'm so getting your book. Me and my daughter is going to learn. Oh, hey, welcome. Thank you so much. This is also available in the TikTok shop. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But let me keep going. This is really exciting. So what's going to happen is I have this number, right? I have the number 3. I have the number 4. Now the question is I want to add the 3. I have the 3 on my abacus. Again, we're doing single digit because it's easier to see. If I had too many numbers, then it gets overwhelming. But this is the thing, right? I want to add the 4. When I add the 4, I don't have any more beads. But guess what? Oh, I need to add 4 pennies. I'm going to add 3 cents. I add 3 cents. I'm going to add 4. But guess what? I don't have any more beads to add the 4. What is going to happen? Well, guess what? I have this 5 cents. It's more than enough, but it's too much. So I need to get change, and I'm going to take away the 1. I can show you on the abacus. I'm going to add the 5, and I'm going to take away the 1. So my final answer is 7. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is we have this concept that we're teaching the kids. We're teaching the kids this concept, how to make a 5. So you take, yes, but see how this is? We already teach the kids this, but guess what? We modify it. What we do is we power up our number. We power up our number sentence, and we modify it. We're no longer just memorizing our doubles. What we're going to do is we're going to do it again. If I have 4 on my abacus, I have 4 on my abacus, I have 4 on my abacus. I want to add another 4, but I don't have any more singles. I don't have any more singles, but I have this 1 nickel. I have this 5 cents. That's too much. I just got to take away the 1. So I can show you on the abacus. I add the 5 and I take away the 1. So my final answer is 8.
Welcome to the real world.
Okay? We understand how to add a 4, right? We understand how to add the 4. Now guess what? Let's take it one step further. Let's take it let's make it 5 digits. And I'll show you when I do 5 digits, right? We're going to do 13,000, right? 13,578. 13,578. We got that, right? We're okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to add this. We're going to add 2. In my abacus, can we add the 2? Yes, we're going to add the 2, right? We're going to add this 2 right here. We're going to add the 2. We have 3. I need to add 4. When I add 3, remember on my abacus I have 3. Oh boy. I have 3. Let me get my 3. On my abacus, I have 3. We're going column by column. I want to add 4. When I add 4, guess what? I don't have enough beads to add the 4, but I have a 5 cents. I'm going to add my 5. I'm going to take away the 1. I'm going to add my 5, take away the 1. And then, can I add the 3? Yes, I'll add the 3. Can I add the 1? Yes, I'll add the 1. And then I add another 1. So my final answer is what? 37,889. What did I just do? This right here was how to make a 5. That's it. Now it becomes scalable because now you know how to make a 5. It doesn't matter where you are on the number line. It doesn't matter where you are in your columns. Make sense? Right? That's what makes it fun. It makes it fun because now we can have bigger numbers and not worry about the small itty bitty numbers. But you need to know the itty bitty numbers in order to get to the big numbers. You know what I mean? So, yes. Nikki, yes, these are all my books. These are all the books that I have. Oh, I should do it this way. Right? So 5 digits, you can, oh yeah, let me do it. So my final answer is 3, right? 7, 5, 6, 7, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Yeah. This is, I want visual math. It is visual math. Yes, exactly. It is visual math. It's very visual. Yes, so I can see the number. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. So we can do it again. Let's do another number. Let's do another number. We'll do 3, right? We're going to add the 3. When we add the 3, it's the same thing. And yes, exactly right, Nikki. It is very visual. I'm going to have 3 on my abacus. Where's my abacus? My abacus right here. I'm going to add 3. We're not going to memorize, right? We're not going to memorize our doubles. What we're going to do is we're going to understand this concept. This is the concept. The pair of 2 to make a 5 is the pair of 3 to make the 5 is 2. That's the pair. So when we look, we're going to modify our equation. So we want to add the 3, but guess what? I don't have enough. I have my 5. That's too much. I only need to give you 3. I need 2 cents. I need 2. Take away 2. I can show you on the abacus. If I have the 5, I'm going to take away the 2. So my final answer is 6. We do it again. If I have 4, I want to add the 3. There's not enough. I give you 5 cents. That's too much. I take away the 2. I can show you on the abacus. I had 4 on my abacus. I'm going to add the 5, take away the 2. And then my final answer is 7. So let's see. Let's see our double digit, right? Our double digit. Here's my double digit. We have 26 on the abacus. 26. And then what we're going to do, we're going to add 32. Add the 3. Can you add the 3? Can you add the 3? Right? No. What am I going to do? I'm going to give you my nickel. But that's too much. I need to take it away. So I'm going to add the 5, take away the 2. And then what do? I need to add the 2. Can I add the 2? Yes, add the 2. So my final answer is 58. 58. Yes, very visual. Right? And then we can do it again with making a 10. We can do it with making a 10. Oh, wow. Right? Add the 2 minus, yes, exactly. Add the 5 minus the 2. Add the 5 minus the 2. Yep, exactly. Easy, right? But see, that's the thing is like understanding it's a different way of thinking. It's a different way than mainstream math. Because mainstream math, you just keep counting, right? In mainstream math, if I have 5, then I just keep giving you individuals. 1, 2, 3, right? And then if I have to add another 3, then I got to give you individuals. 1, 2, 3. But in Abacus, we do groupings. And then it really lends its way, and it's been interesting. The explanation with the change really helps. Yeah, yeah, because we understand the change, right? Because it's very common for us. But I don't show the kids that. I talk to the kids about cats in a tree. So what I say, there's 5 cats in the tree, and if you don't have enough, right? So the idea was I have 3 on the abacus. I want to add 3. Can I add 3? No. Then I have to go to the 5 cats in the tree. 5 cats in the tree. I use my hands for that. I go to the 5 cats in the tree, and then I grab 3 cats, and then 2 cats run away. So 5 cats in the tree, but 2 cats run away. So my final answer is 6. So talking to kids, I mean, I'm not talking to a 9-year-old, right? Like I'm talking to a 3, 4, 5, maybe 6-year old, right? 7, kinda, right? We talk differently to every age, and so the change your 9-year-old might understand. But for this specific one, I was making it specifically for 4 to 6, 4 to 7. But the concept's exactly the same, and then you'll be able to scale it. Once they understand the concept, then they will be able to scale it, and it doesn't matter where the number lies in the no matter how big the number is, it doesn't matter. Yeah, cool. When you get to the difficult math like Panda, does that work, or can you only add? Um, you can do you can do PEMDAS, but you're only adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing on the abacus. Because the abacus is just a counter. If you really think about it, the abacus is just a counter. It just helps you track your numbers. You're actually doing the calculations in your head. Hey, Panda, welcome back. It's been a while. Did that make sense, Herb? So when we look at it, it is, yeah, PEMDAS is a concept. Abacus is just the number. If you really think about it, it's just the number. We actually do the calculation. So when we're doing multiplication, right? When we do multiplication, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's funny, right? But it's very visual. But yeah, we're just tracking the numbers. So if we do multiplication, I don't know, we can do multiplication. This will be easy. So in multiplication, what we're gonna, I'll show you how it tracks the numbers. Multiplication. What we're going to do is we're going to figure out our answer. Where are we going to put our answer? Our answer is going to be here. I'm just trying to, there we go. All right, we're going to figure out where we're going to put our answer. So we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then what are we going to do? What we're going to do is what we call distributive property. Distributive property, we do 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is what? 35. Right. 7 times 5 is 35. So we counted 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 times 7 is 35. We're not going to say 70 times 50. We don't need to say that. Why? Because we're not writing it on paper. We're doing it on the abacus. It tracks it for us. We do 3, 5. That's all we're doing. 35. We don't need to say 7,500. You could, but in abacus you don't need to, right? It already tracks it for us. And then we do 5 times 4. When we do 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 4 is 20. I add the 2, I add the 0. And then we count it again because we're done with the 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then what are we going to do? We're going to do 4 times 7. 4 times 7 is 28. Is there enough? Yeah. Add the 2, add the 8. And then what? 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16. I add my 1, I add my 6. So my final answer is 3,996. And that's multiplication on the abacus. Did that make sense? Yeah. Obviously, because we don't, I don't, there's more to it, right? But the questions have to be curated. I don't just give you a hodgepodge of numbers and just you try to figure out. It definitely complicates. I'm terrible at math, but that made sense, right? Yeah. Yeah, writing it out like this, 70 times 50, is very complicated. But when you do it on the abacus, it tracks your numbers. That was cool. But I think I need to stay with the basics more. Yeah, stay with the basics. I can show you all the stuff, right? But stay with the basics. Understand how to make a 5 and how to make a 10. That's the basics. Once you get that, then the next thing would be multiplication, and then after that would be division. I don't. It, everybody keeps asking about multiplication, but everybody keeps asking about multiplication, but really, you need to understand the basics. Like understanding the waxing on and waxing off for Karate Kid. So, but yeah, yeah, and what it does is it just tracks your abacus. It definitely complicates. Complicates? What's complicated, Herb? So, and then that's the difference, right? What we did is we did multiplication facts. We didn't have to do 70 times 50. We just had to do 7 times 5. We did not have to do 4 times 50. We just did 5 times 4. We didn't have to do 70 times 40. We just did 4 times 7. And then we just used the abacus to help us track it. And then this is 4 and 4. Yeah? 4 times 4. But yeah, that's multiplication. Division's a little bit more process. But yeah. Oh yeah. So we can continue on. Let's do adding of the 10. Adding of the 10. Same thing. So we know how to add the 5. Now we're going to add the 10. And that's like pretty much it, right? And then it's just different ways and the different numbers. But the abacus curates it. And it's very formulaic. No, it's very structured. Because math is about patterns. And it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. So here's my question. I have 7. I have 7 on the abacus, right? I have 7 on the abacus. What am I going to do? Well, I have 7 on my abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? I need to add the 8. Guess what? I don't have enough. I don't have enough to add the 8. What do? I can give you 10 cents. I can give you 10 cents. And then that's too much because I need to add 8, right? So I take away 2. I add 10 cents, but that's too much. I have to take away 2. So my final answer is 15. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it. We can do it again. We can do it again with 4. So we have 4, 8. So I have 4. I want to add the 8. That's too much. I have 10 cents. That's too much. So I got to take away the 2. I can do it again on the abacus. I can add the 10, and then I take away the 2. So my final answer is 12. It's interesting how simple abacus makes math, right? Like I remember I had to count on, or I had to count forward or whatever. So A and B. Did that make sense? We can do it again. We do 9, right? We do 9. We add 2. To add the 2, I give you 10 cents. But that's too much. That's too much. I take away 2. So I show you again. I have 9 on my abacus. I add the 10. That's too much. I take away the 2. So the blue bead always 5. Yes, exactly. Actually, I call it the top bead. Because when you have a abacus like this, it's the top bead. Right? That's 5. That will always be 5. So we always, the top bead will always be 5. So figuring out when giving the bead meaning in being 10 or single number is on the user. So figuring out when giving the, yes, exactly. Exactly. It's you are doing the calculations, which was like a mind blowing. That's why Abacus is about critical thinking and it is brain gymnastics. It is not a calculator where you punch in some numbers and it does the calculations for you. It's not the black box. What it does is it just lays out the numbers that you already have in your, so it's like a running total. It keeps a running total. That's what it does. Yeah, that's what it does. It keeps a running total for you. It helps you track your running totals. So it's like an Excel spreadsheet. Just what, one dimensional or virtual visual, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was an interesting epiphany when I came to like it's only tracking your numbers, right? And it goes from abstract symbols to physical concrete items. And that's what makes the difference. That's the difference. Because we keep telling the kids, right? We keep telling the kids, "Oh, do everything in your head." But if they can't see these numbers in their mind, right? If you get a bunch of numbers like this, it's very easy to get confused. But if you put it on the abacus, it's easy to follow. So I have 1, I'm going to add the 1. I have 3, I add the 3. I add another 3, what do? I add another 3. To add another 3 plus the 5 minus the 2. That's it. Because I know what the formulas are. Yeah. Nikki, how are you doing? You all right? Any questions? Do you sell? Yes, I do. I sell both of them. I sell this one, which is the colorful one, and I sell this one, which is the 13 column one. They're all made out of plastic. Oh, did I not pin it? That one, that one. So that one is the 13 column one. I pinned it. I do sell the colorful one if you're looking for that as well. They're made out of plastic and they're very easy. They're very easy to move. They're very easy to move. So you need to use your left hand to, stabilize it, right? And then you just move, right? And then you can, no matter how big, this is a standard size. This is a standard size. So no matter how big your hands are, you should just use the edges of the bead. Does that make sense? So I had a post that my husband was doing and he's got pudgy fingers, but what he did is he uses the edges of his fingers. When you're using the abacus, you want to be gentle. So, what book are you using with the one without? I have a whole series. So this one is the plus 10. Hold on a moment, Cookie. I have to get one. I've always wanted to learn. Okay, yeah. So then the way the way the order is, this is the order. This is the order I would go, right? And because your child is 9, I would recommend doing it this way, if that makes sense. But it goes to do bead recognition. Then you add minus the 5, add 5 minus the 5, and then add the 10. And then I added the extra problems so you can practice. So when you're done with the concept and you think she knows it, if you're done with the problem and you think she knows it, right? You can go to the next concept, but then use the rest of the book as a practice, if that makes sense, right? So, but if it's not, I don't have the, I apologize, I don't have this one. This one's out of stock, but if you want to, I have it available here. I have it available here. My name is Lynette. I've been teaching Abacus for 20 years, and I'm starting to build out Abacus books to make it more interesting. So, but yeah, these are my books. These are all my books, and this is 2-digit. We only talk about, and then you saw in the beginning, I was doing 3-digit. So I'm in the process of building out more books, and then I'm going to do. I have this one, which is minus 10. I have minus 10 available soon. I just got to create the answers and then format it, and then I'll be publishing that out. Also, I'm hoping to publish minus 10 out this week. So Cookie says 7 plus 3. Yes, we'll do 7 plus 3. So I have my abacus. Oh, no, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. So I have 7. I want to add the 3. When I add the 3, where's my things? That's too much. Here. Oh, this is brilliant. Okay. So here. I have 7, right? I have 7 on my abacus. This is way better. Okay, I have 7 on my abacus, right? So Cookie, I have 7 on my abacus. But guess what? I want to add 3. The question is what? 7 plus 3. I want to add 3, but I can't. I need to add 3, but I cannot use the 5 because I'm already using the 5. I already have a 5 here. I can't use another 5. So what is my next thing I can use? I can use a 10. But if I give you 10, that's too much. I need to take away the 7. So that's how you do 7 plus 3. I need to add the 10 and take away the 7. That's one of the fact families. So that's why I don't use that so often, because it's one of the fact families. We can do a different one, right? We can do 8. We can do 9. We can do 9 plus 3. 9 plus 3. I give you 9, right? Plus 3. I can give you 10 cents. I cannot give you another 5. You're only allowed 1 5. I cannot give you another 5. I have to give you my 10 cents. But that's too much. I need to take away 7. So my final answer is 2. I can show you on the abacus. I have my 10, and then I need to take away the 7. So my final answer is 12. That's when you give one bead, yes, to the 10 value. Right. Because your 10 will always be 1 and 0. Yeah. You're always going to be 1 and 0. That's what 10 is. That's why I use the dime. Right? No, thank you, Cookie. Thank you so much for the question. Yeah, sometimes it gets a little confusing because this is a fact family that we need to memorize, but you can utilize it more when you use different numbers, right? That's why I use 8, I use 9, because then you could see why we're taking away the 7. And then that's the other thing is, right, that's why we take away the 7. What are we doing? Take away 7. Yeah, you can do 17, but that'd be minus 15. No, I can't do 15. Minusing is a little more. Add the 7. We're adding the 7. Okay, we got 12. So we got 12. We have 12, right? And we want to add the 7. Can you do it? Yeah, you can add 12. Because look, I have 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. What else? We can do 14. Can we do 14? Let's do 4. Let's do 4. 4. I want to add 7. So if I add 7, I don't have enough. I'm going to add this 10 cents. So that's too much. I'm adding 7. So I got to plus the 10 minus the 3. Plus the 10 minus the 3. Oh, I'm adding 3. 8. Yeah, those are the only numbers. 7, 8, and 7, 8, 9. Yep. So there's the patterns. Yep. Cool. So anybody else have any more questions? But yeah, that's the line of stuff. And then I'm still in the process of making multiplication and division, and it just takes time because the questions are very specific, and there's a pattern to everything. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the question. Thank you everybody for joining. We have 8 people in the room. Let me know if you have any more questions. Right? That's when you give one bead in the value of 10. Yep, exactly. And it's really quite elegant how Abacus is. Okay, I'm going to continue on, if that's all right, if you want to. I'm going to continue on with my questions, with my answers. Oh, okay, let me know if you have any more questions. So we did, oh, we're at L. Oh my God. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have seven more mazes to go. But yeah, Nikki, let me know if you have any more questions. I'm just going to continue on. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Nikki, Herb, let me know. Do you guys have any more questions? I can answer any questions about the abacus. You might be wondering, how old is the abacus? The abacus is actually very old. The abacus has been around since Mesopotamia, and we started using the abacus when we started talking about after bartering. And after the bartering, they needed to track their numbers. They needed to track how, the change and stuff. And so they started using pebbles. Abacus started with pebbles, and then after that, somebody put it in a frame, and it got to the Russians, and the Russians put like a 10 bead across in a frame, and then the Chinese saw it, and then they decided to make it into a better frame, and then they made it more efficient, and then the Japanese came around and they made it more efficient. So this specifically is a Japanese abacus, and it's more common now. This is the modern abacus now. There's not too many people that do any other abacus. I know there's the Kramer abacus and there's the Russian abacus. I know there's a 9 bead abacus, but I don't know how to use any of that. I just talk about the Soroban. And this is 990. This is 80. And then we go over here, and this is 672. And we have 408. And then we have 89. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about the abacus. Yeah, we can do adding, subtracting, multiplication, and still looking into this. Oh, I think I figured it out. Okay, so we have 554. The top bead will always be 5. The top bead will always be 5. And then we have 125. And then we have 146. And then we have this one. We have 89. 98. 20. Excuse me. 7. My goal is to finish the answers, and then I want to publish this book out. That's the goal for this live. To publish, it's going to be like 100 pages. It's not 100 pages of this. There's also going to be instructions, right? And I can show you. What that looks like. Oops. And then 145. So, for those of you that are interested, it looks like this. Nope, that's not it. That's the okay. So here is the book where you have big brain books, and I show you how to use the. I give you a reference on how to read the abacus. This is more reference on how to read the abacus, and it talks about the top bead and the horizontal bar and the bottom bead. And then this is for you to color. That's the idea, for you to color. And then we do 5 to 9, and then again we review what 5 to 9 looks like just as an image. And then here it is all together. Then we talk about double digit number like 10, 11, 12. And I talk about the tens place and the ones place. And then we break up the number. We know how to break up the number in mainstream math. We break up the number. And then here's when we start talking about 3 digits. So we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. So when you look, I'm working on this number right here. So here, the way I have the questions is I have it 3 digits. And we break up the number. We have our hundreds, tens, and ones. The idea was just to get an idea what it would look like. And this is just, activities to and then the idea also was to color in the beads. So it's part coloring, part, interactive, part understanding how to read the beads. I give you this mask maze, and it's interesting because it's used to cover up the the rest of the maze, because the answers are already there. What do you mean? Well, when I look at it, where is it? Here we go. It would look something like, oh, it would look something like this. Oh, anyways, it would look something like this. Uh, there we go. It looks something like this, where this is my mask maze, and it covers up the answers, and you have to try to figure out how to read this answer. That's what I did. So I don't know if Ethan's still around for that, but yeah, he gave me the idea to cover up the maze, and so I gave you a mask maze. And if you wanted to get it printable, that's what this QR code is for, is so you can download a printable version of the mask, because the paper itself is a little thin, and so if you want it to be thicker, I give you the option to print it out. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the likes. So, hey, Kiki, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the heart me. So this is and then this is the rest of the book. So this is the where we talk about, like, here's the max, here's the maze, and then you're supposed to figure out what number it is and then find the path. So this is the opposite of what I'm doing. I'm giving you the answers to the reverse maze, and that's my book. And there's about 100 page. There's about 40 puzzles. I believe there's going to be 40 puzzles. I'm not sure. I'm still working on it. And that's it. So I have N. Oh my god, I'm almost done. And then I'm just giving you the answers. So, but I mean, it's not difficult to, it's kind of difficult to cheat because it's so easy to read, if that makes sense. uh, but I do give you the answers to all of the mazes. And that's what we're doing. We're taking the time to go through this book and give you all the answers. It is a little cumbersome, but at least it becomes a more complete workbook. I don't like workbooks when you don't give you the answers and you're like, I don't know if this is really right. Can I buy this today? Not this one. I do have this one available. Oh, sorry. I do have this one available. Oops. That's not right. I do have this one available in the over here. But this is only 2-digit. This is 2-digit. I'm working on 3-digit, and I want to. It will, yeah. It's not now. It will be, the 3-digit will be available maybe next week. It just depends on how fast I can get it published. Hello, user 979. Welcome back. I'm just working on the answer sheets right now. That's what I'm doing on Amazon. Yeah, this one. It will be, but I will have it in my shop. I will have. It's just, it takes time to put it in my shop. So we did 400. Oh, I gotta go up. 200, 400. Oh, I'm over here. Yeah. On Amazon. Yeah. So, hello. So, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm just working on my workbook right now. But the idea is I want to get it published so it can be available, and then I can bring it into my TikTok shop. But it, I gotta make it. That's the problem, and it takes time to make it. And it's just me. There's no. I don't have a virtual. I don't have a VA to help me with this. So, but I appreciate it. I mean, it's also good to see how to make it better and how to make it more concise, and then having different ways to explain how to count. So hopefully it's entertaining as well as you learn the abacus. That's the point. That's the idea, right? Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for any math abacus questions. If you have any questions about, I don't know, how to add and subtract and multiply, you can do anything arithmetic. You can do it. It's easy. But I've been teaching for 20 years, so it takes a little bit, but it's interesting to see how elegant and simple it can be. I know that mainstream math makes it a little bit more complicated because they draw everything out. They don't do anything concrete with any of the numbers, which is sad. Which is really sad. I think this abacus is a forgotten tool. Abacus is a forgotten tool, and they don't utilize it like it should. They don't utilize it. They usually use it like a toy, and I'm like, it was never started off as a toy. It was actually started off as a tool, and I'm trying to bring it back into the modern world. So three, no, four. So I gotta go here. What letters? O. So almost done. Q, P, O. Here we go. Yeah. And also creating the answers, I know that I'm missing, any typos and stuff, which is interesting. And then this is 964. This is 193. And then we have this one, 642. And then this is 623. We have 4. This is easy. And then we have 98. 1 7 0 5 6 7, and that's the 0. Welcome. Let me know if anybody has any questions about the abacus. I am working on my book, and I'm hoping to get it published. And I'm almost done. This is great. This is so great, and I like it because I could see if there's any typos because it's just me. I'm the only one looking at this. Okay, and then we have over here 234. And then we have 699. 184. 735. Oops. 5. Nope. 735. We have 900. 4. And then 500. 700. I think when I'm done with this, I'm going to take a break and I'm going to get something to eat. Were you live last night? I was live last night. It was earlier. I think I was on. Wasn't I live? Wasn't I? I missed you then. Yes, I believe I was live. Yes, I was live. I should have made a. I always make a little note. I always make a note when I go live. But yeah, I was there. Yep. Yeah. I try to go live twice. And so I try to go in the morning, and it's a little bit easier. You were in the morning, but I didn't see you last night. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it was a little bit later than usual. I think I'm going to change it to like maybe 9 o'clock. There was a fair amount of people, so I kind of like the mornings because it's a little bit quieter, and so any questions you have, but it's kind of nice to see what everybody else has to say. So I do agree. I do see the benefit of a lot of people. There was, I think, 50 people in my room, and I was like, oh my god, there's so many people in my room. But obviously there's only like 5 people that really comment, so I only really talk to those 5 people. Just like you guys, right? Just like you right now. I only talk to those people that comment because I don't know what else to say. But yeah, yeah. I'm happy you followed. Thank Cookie. And let me know if you have any other questions. Um, we don't. I mean, we don't have to just do this. My syndrome must have been 11 my time. Yes. Yeah, because it's. Is it 12 for you right now? Because it's 10 o'clock for me right now. Because I think I came on about 9:30 or so. Let me see. You know what? I wonder if I could check. Let's see. Here's my profile. Go to my studio. Go to my live. I was on. Oh, 21. So 3. Yeah, I was on about 9:30. Yeah, I was on about 9:30. Yeah, because I'm in Pacific Standard Time. So you're Central Time. Yeah. So this is 7, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I try to get in earlier, but depending on the family and stuff, and just because yeah, depending on the family, I'm trying to get them to eat earlier, but it's very difficult because now everybody's on summer break. So now everything just translates to like super late. So I'm going to try to get back earlier, but ooh, I don't know if I can. I need to get the kids to like, eat earlier, you know what I mean? But I try to get on early in the morning, so then if you have any questions, I am available. Yeah. But you know what? This is kind of nice because then this is kind of like a private tutoring for Cookie. Today's Tuesday. Okay, today's Tuesday. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want me to explain anything more. I mean, you don't need to watch me do my answers. Yeah, let me know any questions you have about the abacus, like the adding of the 10. Oh, and then I'm in the process of making the other book, which is minusing the 10. I'm almost done. I got to do answers for that as well. Did you want to see that? I can show you that. Let me see if I can show you. Um, you want to see? Okay. So this is. Hey, Eve, welcome. Welcome. I didn't see you there. Okay, so this is it. It's going to be about 100 pages. It's always a guesstimation because I have like all these things. So this is the just to review how to make a 10, and then I use the minus sign because I wanted to introduce minus. So then here again we're doing family combination. You might see like you just add the 5, and these are answers. You're seeing the answers as well. I started learning this years ago, but I quit. Ah, yeah, yeah. So what you're seeing right now are answers. So all of these would be taken out. And I'm just going to go through it because I need to write the answers. This one I was thinking about keeping it. But this is how I explain how to take away the 9. So this is exciting again. Oh, ha, that's funny. That's really funny. This is what I was expecting. So here is the subtraction, and I wanted to make it where you have the minus the 10 plus the 2, or plus the 1 minus the 10. Do you do personal tutoring during the summer or start from scratch on here? I want to learn. I do provide personal tutoring, and it's at your own pace. And what I do usually is, if you've picked it up, then we go faster. You don't There's not a set curriculum, if that makes sense. But yeah, if you want to DM me, I don't know if my service button works. But if you want to DM me, we can talk about, my services and stuff as a private tutoring. And we can go to multiplication and division if you like. Yeah. But it all depends on how quickly you pick up. Um, I mean, that's the benefit of being tutored privately, personal private tutoring, as opposed to the class and waiting for the class to go. So I understand that too. But okay, so then this is spinning of the wheel. And then what's going to happen is there's a paper clip. You put a paper clip on it, and you spin it. Wherever the paper clip lands, is it going to be evens or odd? You put it here, evens or odd, and then you do the minus the 9. And then it's just, you do it again. You do it for all of the numbers. And the way I broke it up is, it's always the second number. So we always have to figure out how to do the second number. There's the explanation, there is the sample problems, and then we do more questions, and then we go to the next one. So as we go through, and then after that, after all of these, then we can go into actual activities. So here, this is a review of how to review the numbers, how to review the formula. And then again, if you just checking the subtraction, you subtract the number, you get the 9, you do it again, but you do it plus the 5. But it's interesting because you should already know how to add the 5, and you'll see that there's a number pattern. Oh, this is brilliant. And then you will see the number pattern. This one, I was I'm still trying to play around with it, whereas I don't know. But then here is my word problems. And I made the word problems to be a little bit more than just two digits. I made it 3 lines. So it has 14 stickers, take away the 2, take away the 3. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 pages of word problems, and then this is secret code. So the secret code, you answer the question, here is the answers, and then you have to get these letters and you have to write it out. And then obviously this is the answer. So I have a few secret codes, and then after that I have my maze, and then you find the answer, and then after you find the answer, you need to follow the path. And then after that is my color by number, which I didn't finish, and I will finish. And then once I get that done, I format it, and then it get published. Cool. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, make it a little bit, you know what? Right? Back in the day, the questions were really boring. So I'm trying to make it a little bit more inciting, more interactive, right? Not just a drill and kill. So yeah. This is just for kids. Right now, the way I have it, I was thinking it was going to be for kids, but I am in the process of making one for adults. The one for adults looks like this. The ones for adult looks like this. So it's not as cutesy, but the concept is the same. So I still have the beginning part, right? You still need to understand how to read it, and then there's like a couple of examples of how to read it, and then we go into adding and subtracting. And again, I break it up into specific ones like this. So how to add the 4, and then I think I'm going to do 1 page for each. And then obviously when you add, you need to subtract, right? After you subtract, then we do the how to make a 5. How to make a 5, and then I talk about, isolating the variable, subtract the variable, and here's the example, and then I give you the spin the wheel. And then this is the activity, and I think this is enough because I also want you to write the answer. And then that's what it is. And then you go, and then that will be the end of the book. Again, there would be all the way to minus the 10, add the 10, right? And then there will be answers. So here is the flow. I don't know, Cookie, if you remember the flow. Here is an example, right, of the workflow. You have your addition, you have your 7. Can you do it? Yes or no? And then if it's yes, then just add the beads. If no, you add the 5. Can you add the 5? Yes or no? No, I cannot add the 5. So I go to the plus the 5. Plus the 5 to add the 4 is plus the 10 minus the 6. Yeah. So there's a whole workflow. And I made that out too. Yeah, did that make sense? And then there's the subtraction workflow. And then after that, we're going to do two-step equations. Do you remember the two-step equations where you have the 5 goes into the 10 frame? The 5 making the 5 goes into the making of the 10. So that will be a separate book because I think there's a lot more questions for the 10 frame. And then after that there will be multiplication. And then after multiplication I was going to do division. Yeah. I mean, I have a whole series, but the problem is, right? The problem is to curate all of the questions. The questions are very specific, and so it takes time. It takes time to get all the questions done. So, right? Thank you. I appreciate that. So that's the introduction to Abacus, and that's the path. Yeah. So I think the next book will be activities, but then it'll be more two-step equations. Yep. But that's what I got. And I'm back to here. Letter Q. Okay. 425 and then 170. And it gets a little. It's interesting to be able to show how easy Abacus is, and then trying to find different ways to make it fun. Yeah, it is a little bit difficult. Thank you for showing me that. I can't wait for the book now. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. Because honestly, I'm telling you, when I first started going live, I didn't think adults would want to learn how to use the abacus. I thought I was just going towards the kids. But there's a lot of people that are like, no, you need to make one for the adults. And I'm like, oh, okay, I will make one for adults. So that was the thinking of that. And so I'm trying to get this out the door because I have a few students that are taking abacus, and I want to make sure that they have enough information before I go to my next book. And so this was going to be adding for the older kids. So the idea was the older kids are going to know how to read the numbers, and then they'll go into adding, subtracting with the more numbers. And that's it. That's cute. Oh my God, I'm almost done. Ah, I'm almost done. Do you know if kids are allowed to use these in school? You know, it depends on the teacher, and it just depends on the teacher. It depends on the parents or the advocates for it. So if you are really adamant about your child using it, it should be fine because they use it for special education kids. You know what I mean? Like people who are blind uses the abacus. It's actually they use it as a disability. I don't know how you call it, but they use it as a IEP tool. But it's not abacus is not just for quote unquote special disabled people. It's for everybody, but they categorized it as special ed. And I'm like, okay. So my boys, I sometimes call them special because they all know how to use the abacus. And I just told the kids that they can use it. But you still need to show your work when you're at school. You still need to show your work. If you don't, then there's different ways of learning, but you need to show your work. You can use the abacus to confirm that you are right, but you still need to show your work, right? Because the teacher's not going to know what you know. You need to teach the teacher what you know. Hey, WWE, how's it going? Hey, congratulations on your GPA as 3.8. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. There was a lot of people, talking and stuff, and I wanted to be like, yeah, that is really awesome. 3.8. That's crazy good. How did you make you feel when you got that? It was good, right? Yeah, that was really awesome. dang girl, you have an amazing memory. Ah, ah, ah. No, you know what it is because I remember your username and you didn't change it. And I enjoy reading the comments. I really do love it when you guys are telling me all these good things. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I didn't quite understand the comment where you're like, I should take over your teacher's position. Because I mean, you got the 3.8 because of your teacher, not because of me. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's fantastic. That's pretty good. Very proud of you. Very proud. It is tough. It's not easy. You know what I mean? I loved walking up there and someone said 4.0. What? And I loved walking up there and someone in my class got a 4.0. Yeah. She said you should teach. Oh, yeah, you should teach it. That's be great. If you will learn more if you teach. I see, I see, I see. Cookie, do I? Yes, I live near a fire station. There's two on my street. Don't ask me. Wait, you should teach me, Miss Lynette, or WWE? You should teach it, right? WWE. WWE should teach Abacus. You should. Me? Oh, that's funny. I do. But it all depends on it all depends. Trying to get it to the schools. My goal, I'll tell you this. My goal is to try to get it into the schools. That's why I'm working really hard to make it more math terminologies that mainstream math understands. But I appreciate that. I will if I could. I could if I would. But that's the point, right? The point of having all of my worksheets and everything. I just remember when you're famous. I think you can't change your username. Maybe I'm hoping to be at like a Miss Rachel status. Oh, that's crazy. So crazy how big she is. She's like a multi-millionaire and she did it within like a few years. I'm like, that is crazy good. Oh my god. And then I was watching this one movie called The Truth About Reading, and I'm like, that's really interesting. There was a bunch of people, they're adults and they don't know how to read. And one of them was a teacher, and he went to like all the way to college and he didn't know how to read. I'm like, how is that even possible? So they were talking about how they memorized certain symbols. They memorized certain groups of words, and then they memorized like lots of words. And I'm like, they memorized it, they didn't know how to read it. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, that's really good memory. And I'm like, my memory's not, I'm too lazy for that. But then they learned how to read, and I'm like, it was like amazing. And I think that's what we're doing with math. In math, we teach you guys like right? Like Roman numeral. Yeah, like they didn't know how to phonetically, like I'm reading your comments, right? Like they didn't know how to read the comments. They didn't know how to be like Roman numeral symbols, right? It's crazy, so crazy. And so I was thinking like how meant like math, mainstream math does that. Mainstream math makes you memorize numbers. Like if I was to look at 240 and I want to add 871, instead of adding the numbers like I do on the abacus, they tell you to memorize these things. Does Chinese people not just do that? Not just do what? Symbols? Yeah, no, we do the numbers. I think. I think they incorporated the symbols, the Roman numeral symbols, because the numbers that they have in the Chinese letters is just too long. So, no, they don't do Roman numeral symbols. They do Arabic numbers. Yeah, they do Arabic. Yeah. So it's easy to communicate with the Arabic numbers. But it's funny because abacus came from Mesopotamia, came from like the just like the Arabic numbers, right? But Eurocentric math never incorporated abacus, which is interesting. The math that we're learning mainstream is called Eurocentric. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm almost done. Oh, this is good. When I'm done, I'm gonna go. Yeah. Like the letters, yeah. Yeah, they didn't know how to put the numbers, they didn't know how to put the letters together to make a sound. And it was like, wow, that's crazy. That's amazing. I mean, they were like really rich. They were like really rich. They were like millionaires and they didn't know how to read. And I'm like, how do you do contracts? Oh my God. It was crazy. But it was called, the movie was called The Truth About Reading. And I was like, that's crazy. I want to go to business school. Oh, yeah. Go to business. Yeah, that'd be good. Learn the business. Learn how to. I don't know too much about business. I know marketing is a pain, and that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting here marketing my book. I'm sitting here marketing and teaching you guys how to use the abacus. I'm sitting here making sure that you understand how to read the abacus. Because if you don't know, then how are you going to get excited to learn? You know what I mean? But yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with business school. Good luck. Yeah, I'm not in marketing. I am not talking to people like that. You know, be careful. You might need to because you need to know who the people are that you're talking to sell. Unless you're talking about like business operations and stuff. And that's a whole different beast. I'm not smart like that. I don't know business processes. I'm just trying to make things work. And then I just kind of bump my way around. Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully it will take off. Yeah, like business opera. Yeah, yeah. Systems is really interesting. You got to really know, but though, interesting about business operations is you need to know the item or the operations that you're doing. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing abacus, right? And so you need to understand how it works. You really need to know that business itself, and then and then you can see if you can scale it to other businesses. So it's interesting. You can know the general idea about business, but to get to the nitty gritty, you need to really get into a business to understand, which is really quite amazing. But yeah, if you can do business process, woo, that's big money. Big money. Uh, that's zero. And then this is three. Yeah, that's if you can get there, it'd be good. It'd be good. Good luck. Yeah. Cool. Okay, I am done. Thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate that. I enjoy talking to everybody that's here. It's just so nice to be able to connect with people. Because the world, personally, like in real life, IRL, right? It can be lonely. But when I find people like you guys, it's so fun. It's so fun to talk about abacus and stuff. So I appreciate it. All right. I am going to sign off though. I mean, I've been on for a little bit and I have my thing. I just woke up because I went to bed. Oh my goodness. That's not. Wait. Last night is not last night. You went to bed at 7 in the morning. That's like this morning. You went to bed this morning. I gotta run. Thank you for your help. No, it's not a problem, Cookie. Thank you. I'll look for you tonight. Okay, good luck. I will. I plan to be. I plan to come on tonight. It's going to be maybe 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so that'll be probably about 11 o'clock your time. Just so you know. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate it. Okay. Okay, everybody. Thank you again. Thank you again. If I'm up. Yeah. Yeah. If not, I'll be on tomorrow morning. Right? Cool. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you so much, WWE, for joining and talking, chatting it up. I do appreciate it. I'll see. Thank you, Eve. I see you there. I'm not sure if Eve is still around. And Kiki. So I don't know. And then I think, who is it? It was Cookie, Herb, and Nikki. I'm not sure if they all left, but that's okay. All right. Thank you everybody for joining, and I will see you guys all in my next live. Bye.